please hit that subscribe button.
Hey everybody.
Better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live.
Hey everybody. So this morning while I was working, we got some pretty big news out of the NHL. It appears that the NHL has decided on their two hub cities for the return to play. Bob McKenzie originally reported it. Now all the other insiders have chimed in as well and pretty much agreed that it appears Edmonton and Toronto will be the two hub cities for the NHL's return to play. Now, the NHL has not yet made an official announcement on this, confirming this, but I believe that they are waiting until the rest of the details regarding Phase 3 and 4 of hockey's return. They're waiting till those are finalized so they can make one big announcement rather than just putting out a hub city announcement and then having to put out another announcement in a couple days or whatever. They're waiting for everything to be finalized before they put anything official out. So the hub cities, though, do appear to be picked. The rest of the details are still being worked on between the NHL and the NHLPA. It does seem, however, that they are making significant progress in working out those details and that we could see those within the next couple of days and things could be official within the next few days. What we do know is that certainly it appears Edmonton and Toronto will be the two cities. And two things really stick out about that. One, Vegas is not one of them. After a month to 6 weeks of Vegas being a favorite and almost being a virtual lock to be one of the hub cities, Vegas is not one of them. And that is because virus numbers in that area and across the United States, in many different parts of the United States, are getting worse, not better. And that really threw a wrench in the NHL's Vegas plan, and they weren't able to go there because obviously you do not want to go somewhere that's going to put the players and personnel in even more risk than they already are. Literally everyone in the world right now is at risk, but you don't want to put them at more risk than they have to be with this return to play. And Vegas and really anywhere in the U.S. is more risky right now than it is in Canada. And that's the other thing. The second thing is it's two Canadian cities. So obviously the NHL is, staying out of the U.S. at this point, and that's because of the U.S.'s numbers increasing. Not everywhere. Northeast, where I am in the U.S., Massachusetts, and the rest of the Northeast for the most part is doing very well. And numbers are way, way down. But in the South and the Midwest and areas like that, numbers are starting to really rocket up again, which obviously is not good. So the NHL staying out of the U.S., they're going both cities in Canada, Western Conference to Edmonton, Eastern Conference to Toronto. And honestly, it makes sense because personally for me, and I think as a fan, it does not matter where the hub cities are. If you're just a fan, obviously it does mean something to the players, I think, and they want to, it's important and they need to have good accommodations and stuff like that. But as a fan, there's going to be no one in the rink. There's no one in the arenas. It does not matter, what ice surface they're playing on. Where these cities were does not matter to the average NHL fan. They could have played in Antarctica or Alaska for all I care. It doesn't matter. It has no effect on us. We're going to be watching on TV anyway. Everyone's going to be watching on TV. No one is going to be watching in person. There's no, it doesn't matter where they went. So obviously what did matter was health and safety and going to a place where the players are going to have the best chance to remain healthy, where it's going to be safe, and where they can effectively bubble off players from the outside world, because that is the only way that this is going to be successful and they're going to be able to play and have the playoffs, is if they can get the players bubbled away from the outside world. Because once they set that bubble up and everyone's separated from the outside world, there's no way for the virus to get in unless someone brings it in. Once they're bubbled away, there's no way, no one's going to bring it in. So They needed good, a place with enough, obviously hotels and rinks and all of that. And Toronto and Edmonton are two major, major, major Canadian cities, obviously. So it's not a surprise that they were picked. And Canada's numbers, things seem to be going pretty well in Canada right now, unlike in the U.S. So it makes all the sense in the world for both of these cities to be Canadian. It did come as a little bit of a surprise because, like I said, Vegas was a virtual lock. They were almost guaranteed up until like the past week or so, and that's because the U.S.'s numbers have started getting really, really bad again. So, overall, I have absolutely no complaints. I think this is great news. We're another step closer to the return of hockey, and hopefully the NHL and the NHL Players Association are able to finalize a deal and get something in the works and completed that everyone can agree to, and we can get hockey back by the end of July. That's what we're on schedule for right now, is by the end of July. It's still expected training camp July 10th and end of July after a couple weeks of training camp would be the beginning of games again. So we'll see what happens. Nothing's finalized yet, and I think that's an important thing, is that nothing is finalized yet. And at the end of the day, nothing will be finalized until the NHL Players Association votes to approve the final deal and the NHL owners vote to approve the final deal. But once that happens, then it would become official, and nothing is official yet, which means, any small thing could potentially derail this whole thing. But on the other hand, it is progress. We do know the cities now, and it's just another step in the right direction. So that's pretty much the big news for today. And with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.